We had him on for GKW 100. We bring him back for GKW 200. The man who put this show together, put the three of us together to begin GKW 200 episodes ago. You can listen to him as part of Unsportsmanlike 5 to 9 on ESPN radio across the country. He's also the vice president of content for Good Karma Brands. He is Evan Cohen. Evan, we always appreciate the time. I guess we're looking for some new direction, because when you joined us for a GKW 100, you said, hey, I want you guys to have Shawn Michaels. That should be the goal. Well, we had Shawn Michaels multiple times on the program over the last 100 shows, and now you're on a run on Unsportsmanlike. You guys have had Seth Rollins and Michael Cole and the undisputed champ Cody Rhodes on. So who should we be shooting for in the next 100 episodes?
John Cena. John Cena. Sorry. Well, first of all, sorry, I thought I got disconnected there. I apologize. So, first of all, congratulations, guys. This is awesome. 200 episodes is amazing. And for all of the viewers and listeners of the show, I can just tell you that these three are so committed to this, love this, and are awesome in doing this. So, congratulations to you guys. You guys have made me look good in that my belief that this was a thing that people would want, this is a thing that people would consume, and this is a thing that was needed, and you guys have all done it to your credit, and the relationship that the three of you have built is awesome. Normally I give all of you crap for different things. This time I'm going to be serious on this. So first of all, congratulations to you guys. Second of all, the WWE ESPN partnership, boy, have we lucked out. As a wrestling fan like I am, not to the level of you guys, but as a like the residual effects of really important people negotiating a contract with other really important people have been amazing for Unsportsmanlike, because, Gabe, you mentioned it. I mean, you got it wrong, but you mentioned it in this week of what we've had here in Seth Rollins, in Braun Breaker, Cody Rhodes, Triple H up next. This has been an insane week for us, and I can go through all of these conversations with you if you'd like. But yes, I think the idea of you guys getting John Cena, I mean, he's saying goodbye to the game. I don't mean Triple H. Saying goodbye to WWE. He's saying goodbye to everything that is wrestling. And I think he's the biggest guest right now that you can get.
I would agree that the relationship with WWE and ESPN has been off the charts. I never thought I'd see just regular Raw and SmackDown highlights on SportsCenter. So that's a real partnership, Evan.
Jay Hood, can we talk about that for a second? Because you and I, off the air, have gone back and forth. We are in disagreement on Unreal, the Netflix show, right? You, as an old school wrestling guy, don't like the kayfabe. You don't like this. You want to be surprised with storylines. You never want to know what goes into the writing. You don't want to sit there and talk about, how the heel turn took place. With that said, while you are praising the partnership, is it weird for you as an old school wrestling fan? And do you feel like it's almost, and this is odd to say, it's too mainstream?
Well, here's what I'll say. I like the idea that professional wrestling is mainstream, because every promoter from New York to Oklahoma to Georgia to Florida and all the other places in which there was 38 to 40 places to work in the 70s, 80s, 90s, they wish they had that acclaim. It's more than just, hey, we're on for an hour and we never get in the newspapers. We never are able to get promoted. So this is ideal for wrestling, that it's in the mainstream, that they have so many partners. I mean, Kay Jewelers is a sponsor for WWE. Maybelline is a sponsor for WWE. So in that case, yes, it's great. But as far as the inner workings of it, I've always been that way for movies and TV shows. Don't tell me about it. Let me stay in the moment as far as the character. Then afterwards, if I want to see something about the characters or the making of, that's fine. But while it's happening right now, let me believe. In the content business we're in right now, I know that our listeners and viewers want to know more about the three of us, the four of us. But you know what? You learn who we are in the moment. At some point down the line, in an interview or someplace else, in the making of Unsportsmanlike, you'll learn, but not in the moment. You want to learn more? Keep tuning in every day. And same thing with wrestling. Keep watching every day.
I get it. I just think that the business has evolved in a way that so many more people are clued into the business part of it. And I am fascinated by the relationship. Like, one of the things I think I saw was a Braun Breaker this week, when I said, back in the day, what was it, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Iron Sheik? Sergeant Slaughter and whatever that day was, that moment where they got pulled over in a car for whatever reasons, right?
Yes.
And it was like, hey, you're not supposed to be together. And I was asking Braun Breaker about the idea of, okay, with the Vision, like, do you have to hang out in real life with Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman, or like, could you hang out with the Usos? Because that's the kind of stuff that's now crossed over, right? Like, they don't keep away from each other because they're against each other, one faction or the next. So I think the whole business has evolved in that way.
In terms of the backstage stuff, how much does Seth Rollins hate you?
Yeah, I don't know why he hates it. So basically, unfortunately, that's a good question, Brian. So I used the word arguably with Becky Lynch this week when I said, you know, your wife is arguably the greatest wrestler of all time, and I got confused thinking that movie was about her when it wasn't about her. I forgot the name of the movie.
It was about Paige, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fighting with My Family?
There you go.
Yeah. So he wasn't thrilled about that. I couldn't tell if he was trying to be in character or if he was just, you know, playing around with me. I would say that Cody liked me a lot better, that's for sure, than Seth did. But yeah, he was not a fan. But I'll tell you, can I just bring something up, because it happened at the end of the Cody interview, and I know Brian caught this, and I'd love to dive into this with you guys if possible. May I ask a question here to the great GKW hosts?
Please.
Yes, thank you. So I said to Cody, no. So I'll ask just to Gabe and to Brian.
No, please go right ahead.
Okay. So as we're talking to Cody, and obviously I know the backstory where he left WWE and he kind of, in essence, started a one-man business, right, during the time that he was away from WWE. Yes. I said, 10 years from now, do you want to be Triple H? Which is a weird question to ask because, again, back in our day, you never thought about who else could run the company. You never thought about succession plan because it was always in family. And I know technically by way of marriage now it is. But I look at Triple H as someone who was in the business who now runs the business. I don't look at him as the son-in-law of the person who ran the business. Maybe I'm wrong to do that. And I started wondering, could Cody be that guy? And he said he would think about it, he would be interested, but he immediately went to Punk, who I love. Punk was amazing with us when we had him on. He immediately went to Punk saying he's better at training young wrestlers than anyone. He said Seth Rollins could be in line for that too. If I said to you guys right now, one active current WWE superstar would ultimately take over creative for Triple H, who would it be?
Ooh.
He also mentioned Roman, which is the weird one, who doesn't typically go for work.
Okay, so the answer is Cody, but Evan, you were not privy to this before the interview. Cody Rhodes has been on with us several times. He's as polished as any quarterback that you hear in the NFL, right? He's got all the polish. Right. He's got it. So you'll never really know the real answer from Cody Rhodes because everything. He's got the suit, he's got the persona, and he's QB1. So this is who he is. Kind of like his dad that way, very savvy. Dusty was very much the same way. The answer to the question is Cody because Cody has a wrestling school. So he's already training wrestlers. He won't tell you that, but we know that. So it's really Cody because he was doing that in AEW. So he's number one on the list.
But Jay Hood, and I want Gabe and Brian to answer also, but let me just follow up on that. So just because you have a wrestling school doesn't mean you'd be good running creative and running the business. Seth Rollins has a wrestling school in Iowa. I mean, John Cena has that. Like, I don't necessarily believe, knowing way less than you guys do, I don't think Triple H runs the company. Forget who his father-in-law is. I don't believe that Triple H runs the company because he knows how to wrestle or would have a wrestling school. I think his innovations that he's done is why he runs the company. And that's why, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you think it's all about NXT and it's all about Shawn Michaels running that. I don't know. Okay, so that's your answer. Gabe, Brian, what do you think?
My answer, I think Cody's would certainly be on the short list. I have always thought that Kevin Owens has a tremendous mind for professional wrestling. And again, he's out right now, so maybe you don't think of him. But I think in terms of putting together a show and storylines and things that make sense, I think he would put some really good thought and really good care into what the product is because of his passion for pro wrestling.
He did not mention him, but Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, I had KO also. The other one I would mention, he mentioned Bailey from the women's side, is Charlotte. Talk about mind for the business, like literally growing up with Ric Flair. I don't even know if she actually likes the business that much, but I feel like if she got into it that much more.
I mean, and again, the one thing, the one part, Evan, again, is that Cody already has experience in doing this.
Right.
Right.
I mean, so going back before AEW was built, Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer told Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, there's no way on your own as an independent entity that you could fill a building of 10,000 fans. They did that in Chicago easily, 10,000 people independently. He had the headset on also helping run AEW. So he already has the experience in doing so.
And also he referenced that today as one of my favorite parts. He mentioned him leaving WWE. He compared it to The Lion King. When Simba goes away, meets Timon and Pumbaa, and then he comes back to be king. He said that was Cody. And I'm like, never thought of it that way. That actually is a really good comparison.
The Young Bucks are Timon and Pumbaa?
Yes, they are Hakuna Matata.
Okay.
The Bucks are Timon and Pumbaa. Cody is Simba.
Brian, do you remember what I said when he referenced that?
No. I just remember what he said.
I didn't say anything because I've never seen The Lion King.
You have children.
Wait, that wasn't like part of the training when you signed on with Disney?
You think you're supposed to see the... What do you mean? You work for Disney too. Did you watch The Lion King, Gabe?
I've already seen it. I don't need to.
You also have children, Evan. Gabe does not. And granted, I've seen Lion King way before I had children, but how? Wow,
Gabe's on another level, I guess, than me. That's the reality. I guess he's above me. But let's just go back to one other thing. During the Attitude Era, even though those running the company now were part of the Attitude Era, did any of us ever bring up, hey, one day these guys are going to run it?
No. Absolutely not. Those two?
Yeah, those two.
My God.
Especially those two.
No, I know, but my point is, this is the part of the business that I actually like even more, which I know, Jay Hood, you're turned off by, is that, everyone knows this stuff. People thought Vince McMahon back in the day was just a play-by-play guy. You know what I mean? It's just right. all the inner workings. Like the fact that I could literally drop, do you think that Cody could handle gorilla position? Is something that people would understand now in a way that is so much different. And the crossover appeal, as you said, of the Sports Center highlights of Cody's on Get Up and he's on with us and they're on First Take. And I mean, Paul Heyman is legitimately part of First Take. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, but to Hood's point, because I also have never seen a second of Unreal, but I've seen clips on social that go around. Yeah. There are ideas that are pitched that ultimately didn't go through. There's one with the Women's Rumble specifically that I don't even want to spoil. That would have been amazing if we ever saw it. And now if we see it, it's yeah, we already knew that was a possibility.
And my whole overarching point about this is that they have a show called Unreal, and guess what? What I'm watching is unreal. It's actually unreal. It's a Seinfeld joke. The Unreal is actually unreal. It's not even what they're showing us is not even all that we need, that we should know, or that we actually do know. What they're showing us is Fakakta also.
Wow, good Fakakta reference there. Oh, well
Never
done.
Mind. He chimes in 10 minutes later.
So basically, what you're saying? Wait, Jay Hood, you're saying that Unreal is a coffee table book about coffee tables? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly
that is what
I'm saying.
Yes. Exactly what he's saying. Yes.
One more question.
Go ahead.
One more question. GKW 200, the three of you. Cody Rhodes said to us on Unsportsmanlike that he thinks that Braun Breaker is going to be the next big super heat. Do you agree with that?
I do agree with that. He comes from a lineage of the Steiners. He's actually more athletic than his uncle Scott and his dad Rick. He does things I hadn't seen before from a Steiner. So yeah, he is that guy. I love seeing those highlights of him, by the way, at Kennesaw State. He was a hell of a running back. He's a rare breed, great athlete, and the fans are already behind him, even though he's a heel.
Absolutely. He is, to me, the next big thing. And I really enjoy how it's been a slow burn. Too many times in the past, WWE would strap a rocket to somebody like that and try to shoot him to the top, and they're not ready, and then they end up falling flat on their face. They took their time with him in NXT, and now taking their time with him on the main roster and keeping him out of the world title picture until they feel he's absolutely 100% ready to be the guy in the company.
The one
Gabe,
that
who
will
are you
compete with
referring
him-
to? Wait, Gabe, who are you referring to? Because this is interesting. That you think they put a rocket on that failed.
Whether it was rushing to, I mean, again, he wasn't younger and they did different reasons for it. But when they did Jinder Mahal, like that was just really weird a number of years ago. Went, oh, hey, we're going to strap the right. This guy's going to be a world champ and it's going to be fantastic. They try to do it honestly, and now they're finally learning from that mistake with Mello, where they threw him. His first match was against Cody Rhodes right away, and then he kind of disappeared. They threw him in that match with Cody. And they realized, okay, maybe he's not on Cody's level. We have to really build this back up. But he disappeared for 6 to 8 months and really wasn't on our televisions. And okay, let's not throw Braun into the deep end. Let's kind of start him down lower and kind of build him back up.
Hell, we can make the same case for the Ultimate Warrior. That didn't work after beating Hogan at WrestleMania. They tried it for a year, and the crowds went down. People are not behind the Warrior. They liked him as the plucky underdog as the Intercontinental Champion, but when he was the guy, failed miserably.
I mean, we saw with Drew the way he was pushed, but the one
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. The one guy I would say that could compete with Braun for the future is someone we literally talked to 20 minutes ago, is Obafemi. Like, especially even having this interview we just had with him where he's polished also, like he's an athlete. He does things that you haven't seen with Braun also, that he's someone, and I feel like they're also being slow there. The fact they haven't pushed him up, that's someone that'll be main eventing Mania.
Wow. Okay, that's good. See, you should have kept me on. Good. That was good answers. I made
digital only. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, thank you for the YouTube short. Appreciate it.